Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield here in Las Vegas on my final day at one of my favorite places here in Las Vegas. The Wynn Las Vegas and Encore are simply the most beautiful casinos here in town, and the Wynn Buffet has always been my favorite. Executive Chef is Russell Parker. How are you?
Great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good morning, Russell. Nice to see you. I've just had breakfast here. There's no question. We might as well not beat around the bush. This is the best breakfast buffet in Las Vegas, and it's obvious why. I mean, the standard of food is amazing, and it's almost infinite. You couldn't possibly try everything on your menu.
It would be very difficult. We have such a variety of items on the buffet, and we have such a selection of international foods and local cuisine. And we have a great team here at the Wynn putting everything together, so the quality is amazing.
As we sit here in the atrium, which is one of the most beautiful rooms in Las Vegas, if you're lucky enough to eat here, it is just divine. And I sit here next to your pastry chefs who are working their magic. I wouldn't need to go any further than there, quite frankly. That's the trouble here. It is quite frustrating that you're full before you even get halfway around. You have to come back.
You really do. You can't really experience it at one meal period. Just breakfast won't really do it. We have an amazing lunch, and then our gourmet dinners on the weekends offer a great variety of foods. We have the fresh crab legs. We have our carved tomahawk rib steaks, which are truly amazing.
I've been here at weekends, and they are literally queuing down the hall to get in here. Is it still an affirmation for you that all these years after Wynn opened, people still want to come, and the consistency's obviously been there? Because let's face it, what happens, things start off great and then they slide and people don't come anymore and it closes. You're as popular today as you've ever been.
We are, and we really strive to offer a different variety of food. We're changing the menu seasonally, so we want to offer that to our guests. We especially want to offer that to our repeat guests who are coming back again and again to make sure they're not seeing the same things, that we're offering them something fresh, food that's exciting and vibrant, and they can have a different experience each time.
I have to admit, buffets usually aren't my thing. I'm not into that sort of pile it high, eat as much as you can of rubbish food. That's not what your buffet's about. It's about quality ingredients. And what I'm always fascinated about is how you manage to keep the level of gastronomy when you're doing such huge volume. That's not easy, is it?
It's not easy at all, but we do have a great team of chefs here. We're constantly bringing in new products in the back kitchen, and we're testing them and tasting them among all the chefs in the hotel, so we all have some input at what we're putting out. And that really, we're driving quality for ourselves so that we can meet the standard that we've set for ourselves.
And again, here on the breakfast buffet, if I want pizza at 8 o'clock in the morning, I can get it. This is Vegas, this is the USA, you have to cater for all.
Absolutely, and we will do anything for the guests that we can. So we'll have a lot of allergy guests that come in with special needs, and we really strive to provide them with what they need so that they can come into a buffet here at the Wynn and not feel that they're not going to be able to have the same experience as another guest.
And I know the menu changes throughout the day as you've described, so let's set it up. What time breakfast starts and what time lunch and then dinner?
Well, we start off breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. We move into lunch around 11, so we switch out all of our breakfast items to lunch then. We, of course, have some guests that come in and still want breakfast, so we're happy to help them out with an omelet or some fresh eggs. And then we move into dinner at 1 p.m., and then we have our 3:30 we bring out of our extended carving items, so that's when we'll have our tomahawk steaks, our prime rib, and our roasted turkey.
One of the things I love as well is your fresh fish here. I mean, your shrimp is delicious, and it's a staple of the Vegas buffet. We should say that back in the day when it was $1.99, it really was sort of the big piled high food. This isn't what Wynn do, but you're still sort of honoring that tradition of the shrimp and the steak, which is so important to the buffet. You're just doing it better.
We'd like to think so, and it's definitely come a long way from the all-you-can-eat $1.99 buffet. So we're not $1.99, but we feel we're providing the quality and the quantity that the guest desires.
What is it like for you to work here at Wynn? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more decadent. When Steve built this, he wanted to better himself, and let's face it, every casino he's built has been better than the last, and they chose you as the executive chef. I mean, firstly, you have a huge responsibility because you've got to live up to the name, but then you also have to take the honor that he chose you.
Absolutely. It's an honor to work here, and it's an amazing company to work for, and Mr. Wynn really does great things for his employees. So he's very demanding, but at the same time, he makes sure that he selects the best people to work at the hotel, and we've created an amazing culture of both chefs and cooks at the Wynn. In fact, all of our employees to strive to be the best and to try and please people, because that's what we like to do.
What I love as well is you can't have a bad meal here. He offers many choices, but I mean, everybody is so well selected, and his standards are high. If he doesn't like you, he gets rid of you. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
That's quite true. If you're not able to perform up to standards, then your life at the Wynn might be shorter than expected.
It's a real pleasure talking to you today. I mean, they're queuing out the door this morning to come in, and again, this is like fine dining food. I'm amazed how you keep on top of it, because I know the freshness is something that you're incredibly big on here. Some buffets leave food out for hours. You don't do that here. There's a point which, whether it's a full plate or an empty plate, it gets changed and refreshed so that nobody gets an old meal.
Absolutely, and we make sure that if something is out on the line, it only receives a short amount of time when it's put out, and even if maybe only one or two people have tried that item, if it's been out for too long, we go ahead and change out that item for the same fresh item.
I can't imagine what it's like working here. I think I'd be 700 pounds, because I mean, you literally could start at the beginning and then tomorrow arrive at the end and start again. I mean, there are so many options here, and that's what's great. You can keep coming back if you're staying here for a long stay. You'd never get bored.
Not at all, especially when you go. We change our menus completely out on the weekend, so if you're here on a Thursday, when you come in Friday night for dinner, you're going to see something completely different.
Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for talking to me. Russell Parker is the executive chef here at the buffet at Wynn. Really nice to meet you.
It was my pleasure. Thank you.